Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our September 23rd, 2025 Madison County Fiscal Court meeting. This is a regular scheduled meeting here at our Madison County Courthouse Annex in our fiscal courtroom here at 135 West Urban Street. Appreciate everybody being here. At this time, Clerk Barger, if you will, please call the roll.
Master Combs.
Here.
Master Lockmuller.
Here.
Master Hughes.
Wee doggies.
Master Bikin.
Present.
Judge Taylor.
Here.
That's a hot mic.
At this time, I'd like to invite Matt Ellis from Whitehall Baptist Church to come up and lead us in a word of prayer. Brother Ellis, I appreciate you being here today. I know we talked to many this first time, so glad to have you.
Thank you. Let's pray. Lord Jesus, we come to you and we thank you for this day that you've given to us, Lord. We know this day is not an accident. We know that your word has said that this is a day that you have made. So, Lord, I pray that we would choose to rejoice and be glad in it. Lord, we also thank you for these folks that have been voted in, elected by residents here in this incredible county to make decisions. And Lord, we pray for wisdom as they make decisions to be guided by truth, to be guided by fairness, to think of all of the variables. Lord, it requires more wisdom than any of us have. And we just pray that you would give them wisdom to do the right things. And Lord, we not only pray for our county, Lord, we pray for our nation. Our nation is divided. Our nation is just struggling. And Lord, I pray that this is a turning point. Lord, we pray that your people, particularly who are called by your name, that we will humble ourselves and pray and seek your face and turn from our wicked ways, so that you who are in heaven would hear us, forgive our sins, and heal our lands. Lord, we need this. We pray it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Sheriff, if you will, lead us in pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thanks, Sheriff. Members of the court, y'all have had a chance to look over our previous meeting minutes. That was our September the 9th, 2025 regular scheduled meeting. I need a motion and a second to approve, please.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Master Combs.
Yes.
Master Lockmuller.
Yes.
Master Hughes.
Yes.
Master Bikin.
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes. Next is our treasurer's report. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning. Our treasurer's report is through the end of the fiscal year 2025. So we are reconciled through June, and so that is what these numbers are for today. So as of June 30th, 2025, our total fund budget was $47,456,850.97. Our general fund revenues were 136%, expenditures 41.94%. Our road fund revenues 121.62%, expenditures 85.55%. Our jail fund revenues were 94.84% and expenditures 93.27%. LGEA revenues 100.11%, expenditures 19.13%. CSEP was 37.59% in revenues, expenditures 33.31%. 911 fund revenues were 99.71%, expenditures 75.49%, and our health fund revenues were 118.81%, expenditures 101.44%.
Will you read the LGA again, Sarah? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Yep, revenues 100.11%, and expenditures 19.13.
1-3. Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, that's good. Any questions, members of the court?
It's like we had a good year, Judge.
We did. Very good. Yep. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it much. Appreciate all you do. Next is an update. First order of business today is a countywide broadband update overview. We have Ben Uselis with us from Spectrum, and is going to be here to give us an update. I think we have some maps. So I'll turn it over to you, Ben. Appreciate you being here.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. It's good to be here in your all's new building. This is fantastic. yeah, you can see the maps on all your big fancy screens here. I think it's been about 6 months or so since I've come and given an update. In the meantime, we've had monthly meetings with the court and with pole owners that have really helped move this project along. We feel very good about how this project is moving, especially over the last spring and summer. We've seen a lot of movement on our pole permitting, which has been a major focus of us for the past year or more of this project. As a project as a whole, the way we look at it countywide, we feel like this project overall is about 75% of the way done. And I'm going to talk through how we get to that number. Real quick, just to refresh everyone. Is this not on? Oh, there we go. Just to refresh everyone's memory, this project is really broken into 3 phases. The first was an RDOF award, a Rural Digital Opportunity Fund award that we received from the FCC that we bid on. That project is almost entirely completed. There's a very small section in that top part of the county, which is the dark green. There's just a few homes there that we had an issue accessing that we're trying to resolve. But other than that, that project is completed. The second phase was a state grant award that we received. That one, I want to say, is about half complete, and almost all of our permits are approved for that. So that's where we're actively working. A lot of those yellow areas you see there are areas where we are working on that state grant build. And then the third phase is the county project, where we partnered with the county to essentially fill in any of the remaining holes in the county where there were still homes that did not have service. That one, I think when I talked to you last time, we were still waiting on the bulk of permits. We've seen a good number of those permits come in, and we've started doing some activity in those areas, so we are building in those areas now. Across all 3 projects as a whole, we are trying to attach to almost 11,000 poles across the county, and we have approved more than 8,000 of them. So that's really good progress. Those numbers were not that good when I talked to you 6 months ago. So this spring, this summer, our pole owner friends have done a really good job of getting those poles replaced or whatever is needed so that we can access those poles. Again, a lot of times in these rural areas, those poles that are up aren't tall enough to have another line attached, or they're older poles, and sometimes they need to be replaced. So we're seeing a lot of pole replacements, and thankfully the pole owners, KU, Bluegrass Energy, Clark Energy, they've done a really good job of turning those around for us this summer. So
Ben, can you talk just a little bit about the permit process too? Because, you know, to the layperson, when you think of a permit, a lot of people might think of a building permit or electrical permit.
Sure.
And they think about, you know, hey, I go through a permit application, within a couple of days, I'm ready to go, right?
That's right.
I would say that this is, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I would say that that's not how this permitting process works. Did you talk about it a little bit, and all the different steps you kind of got to go through?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing to hit on here, because it really is the long pole in the tent, so to speak, of a project like this. First, we design the whole project. We walk it all out. We see everything we need to do. Then we package that information up, all the engineering, all the design, and we send it to the pole owners. That's usually the utility companies, sometimes AT&T or Windstream, those companies as well. Because these projects, we attach to their poles. And so we have to make sure those poles are ready for us to add another line to. We pay all the permitting fees, all the work that needs to be done. We pay to attach to those poles. We'll pay a rental fee essentially to be on those poles forever. But there is work that the pole owners need to do as the electric company to get those poles ready. So if an electrical line needs to move, if a pole has to be replaced, we can't do that work. We pay for the work, but they have to do it. So we package all that information up. We send it to them. They do their own engineering and surveys to confirm what's needed to be done. They send us an invoice. We pay that invoice, and then they have to go out and schedule that work and get those replacements and get those poles ready. Once all that is done, then they send us the approved permit, and then we are free to go attach. I mentioned there's about 11,000 poles in Madison County. Across the state of Kentucky, through all of our rural build projects, we're looking to attach to more than 180,000 poles. So this has been a total change of how we do this sort of work. Before we started doing all this rural build, we would maybe send pole owners requests to attach to a few hundred poles a year. Now, like I said, we're looking at thousands and thousands a month that we're trying to get attached to. So there's been some growing pains on our side and their side just to try to get that scale up to where it needs to be. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like this year especially, we've seen some really good growth, and we now have more than 70% of our poles for all three projects are approved, which has allowed us to go in and do a lot more work. We've activated a few more areas, and you're seeing a lot more yellow and green on this map than you were 6 months ago. We want to get all that orange gone, because the orange is where we're waiting on permits. Because once we get to yellow, it generally doesn't take too long for us to turn it green, once we were able to get in there and get work done. So any more questions on that permit process, or did that kind of wrap up what you're looking at? Okay,
I don't have any members of the court. Do y'all have any questions on permit? Go ahead.
good. Let me pull up some more of the numbers here. So as I mentioned, we're about 70% or more approved on permits. Obviously, we've completed all of our design and early phase walkout and engineering and all that, 70% on permits, and we've activated about 30% of the homes across the county. So all in all, we're looking to activate close to 5,100 homes, actually over 5,100 homes across Madison County. That means 5,100 homes that didn't have that high level of service before this project will have it when this project is completed. By that, I mean they'll have our gigabit symmetrical service. We actually are going up to 2 gig now as well. They'll have our video service, phone service, mobile service, basically like anyone else here in downtown Richmond, downtown Lexington, downtown New York City. They'll have the same level of speed. So of those 5,100 homes, to date, we've activated 1,574. So those are in those green areas that you're seeing there. So making really good progress, but I'm hopeful here in the coming months, a lot of those yellow areas will start turning green as well. That number will grow, and then hopefully we'll get the permits back for these orange areas and move those along as well.
Hey, Ben, how do the people in those green areas know that they're ready to be activated, or that it is activated?
Yep.
How is that communication with the homeowners to know that, hey, they have access now to high-speed quality internet?
Very good question. There's a few things we do. So number one, our construction team, when they go in to work an area, they'll first put a sign up, and you might have seen these around the county that say, Spectrum is coming, right? So that lets them know we're working here. And then when they're done, they'll change that with a Spectrum is here. I think it has a QR code or something where you can go and sign up, and it'll let those folks know. We also do a lot of either door hangers or mailers, flyers to those areas so that they know that their service is ready. And then sometimes we will also, after that kind of first wave of activations happens, we may send some door-to-door crews out to let people know as well. If we're not seeing a lot of people sign up, we may send some crews out to make sure people know that area is activated. The other thing I've discussed this with Chris and Jill as well is that when we activate an area, we can share with the court that area, share the addresses that are in that section, so that you all can have that information as well. And so, like I said, I feel really good about the progress we're making. For our discussions with pole owners, which I think have gone really well in the county, across the entire state, we're asking all pole owners to have all permits approved for all of our projects by November of this year. That will allow us to complete this project and every other project. We're building out to almost 100,000 homes across Kentucky within the next year, essentially. But by this time next year, we want to have it all done. And so it's a big lift, but if we can get those permits across the finish line in the next couple months, we feel like we can hit it. And so in Madison County especially, you all are a little bit further ahead of the game than a lot of other counties where there's a lot more orange on the map, frankly. So you all are in a very good position. I feel really good about this project, and I'm hopeful we'll see a lot more green here in the next few months. And I'll stop there and see what questions we have.
You
about
said
the
there's
project.
about 1,500 activated, but how many would you say are eligible that, that haven't signed up? Is that a significant number?
You mean that have access to the service
Yeah.
but are not customers?
Yeah,
It's a good question. So, and I don't have the specifics on this area. Generally, what we see is when we activate an area, in the first few months, we can usually get up to about 40% take rate.
yeah.
And then over the next, it just takes some time. Sometimes when we first started doing all this work, I thought we're building into areas that don't have service. We're going to get 100% of the customers. This is
Yeah.
going to be great. A lot of times, there's a lot of folks that haven't had it and don't necessarily think they need it right away, or it isn't on the top of their agenda. Obviously, there are lots of folks out there who want it very badly, and you all hear from them, we hear from them. So those folks sign up pretty quick. But we try within the first couple years to get up to 60% or so, sometimes 70%.
So that 5,000 homes that's going to be made available to, you're not anticipating getting all of them, maybe 70%.
We'd love to get them all.
Yeah.
But yes, that means that those 5,100 will have the ability to sign up for our service. There's no requirement in any of our contracts with the county, the state, FCC. We could build this entire thing and get 0% customers, and we'd still building
That would be a
it.
good business.
It wouldn't, but there's no guarantee. So it's on us to build this network and make sure the service is something people want to sign up for, and that we get those folks to sign
But
up
those
for.
5,000 are all the different pots of money that
That's across all
that-
three
right,
phases.
that was
correct.
KDOT, what was it called?
RDOF.
Yeah, but what was the Kentucky one?
Oh,
It was called
just their state grant process.
We
Kentucky
always called it something.
KBIP or Kentucky,
K something, yeah.
the Better Internet Project, or did my computer die on us here? But yeah, it was their state
Yeah.
grant process. See if I can get us back in. There we go. So yes, that 5,100 is across all three phases
yeah.
of that.
Yeah. Well, one thing, I think that's been helpful for us, and I think keeping communication, I've always said communication is the key to success is, we started out having our hosting monthly meetings with you and our electrical providers, pole owners, basically, so that, that you could, if you had an opportunity to work out some differences, we work them out monthly, not quarterly or not semi-annually, or, and so that's been good. It's been really good.
It definitely has, and it helps when you have that many permits flying back and forth between us and KU and Bluegrass. Sometimes, a permit gets hung up, and we think we've submitted it right, and they haven't, and it helps iron out those little
Right.
logistical issues so that things can keep moving quickly. So we are definitely very grateful that we've been able to have those, and thankful for the county support in that.
Yep. Questions?
Yeah, how are you doing on the ones and twos, the oddballs, where that the homes are not right on the road? They sit back off a little bit.
So the way we have designed this project is each one of these phases, we designed the project to reach the home, not just to go down the road. So when we designed the county project, we walked it out and designed it so that if we're going down Main Street and this home is a half mile off Main Street, we take that into consideration. So when this is done, folks, it won't be that the service is at their street and they'll have to get it back down their driveway. If they are on this project, and we've taken pains to make sure we're covering everyone we can, it will connect to their home.
If they want it.
If they want it, that's right. So there will be, essentially what we'll do is we'll run down the road, there will be a drop, we call it a drop, installed at their driveway. And then when they sign up, our teams come out and run the line from that drop to their home, and get them hooked up.
Could that be underground?
Oh, yes, for sure. Generally speaking, we follow electrical. So if the electrical's on poles, we follow on poles. If it's underground, we go underground. But there are instances, sometimes we'll hit a transmission pole for electrical and we'll just go underground to avoid that. There are some situations like that, but we like to do underground. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's also really hard. There's a lot of rock, especially here in Madison County. So sometimes there was one, in fact, I think that dark green area I pointed out earlier, the issue up there was a transmission pole for KU. So we tried to go underground to get around it. hit rock, had to stop. So now we had to go back. The transmission poles have a little bit longer of a permit process to get access there, so that's why it's taking a little time there. There's all kinds of little wrinkles like this that you hit when you have a project this size.
I'm glad to hear that you're going to the remotes, because I did have an area and a call from that, which Chris has been working on for several months, just to make sure that they get connectivity in an area where it looked like they had been passed.
Sure. Like I said, we took as thorough of an approach with Madison County as we've taken anywhere to really cover every home we could find. That's not to, like, there might be a home out there we've missed somehow, but we've done everything we can to catch everyone this way. A lot of our other counties, you know, I don't feel as comfortable going to other counties and saying you're getting full coverage, because basically we found an area and we're building to that area. With Madison County, we really took a thorough approach to design to everywhere we could find that didn't have service. No process is perfect, but this is as thorough as we've been pretty much anywhere.
Good, done a good job. Yep.
Thank you. It's been a good process.
Anyone else?
Thank you for the update. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate you being, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you much, yeah. All right, good stuff. All right, next is a joint proclamation recognizing Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We have Jennifer with us today. Jennifer, if you want to come up, I'll read the proclamation. I know you're not afraid of a microphone, so I'll let you say a few words, and then we'll present the proclamation. Whereas domestic violence has no place in our society, and we have a moral obligation to support the victims and their children while putting into place strategies for preventing it in the future. And whereas domestic violence destroys lives and damages the dignity of men, women, and children. And whereas Domestic Violence Awareness Month is an opportunity to emphasize our commitment to ending domestic violence in our community. And whereas a home should be the ultimate place for safety, comfort, and love, domestic violence shatters these basic foundations of life. We are strongly committed to addressing domestic violence and helping those who have been victimized. And whereas during Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we are grateful for the agencies and individuals providing care to those affected by these acts of cruelty, and to law enforcement and the court system for bringing offenders to justice. By working together, we can build a community where every home honors the value and dignity of its loved ones. Now, therefore, the Madison County Fiscal Court, the City of Richmond, and the City of Berea do hereby proclaim October 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. In Richmond, Berea, and all of Madison County, we urge all our citizens to reach out to victims and help end domestic violence.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, I'm only coming to you twice a year, right? Once to try to arrest you, and second to recognize Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So thank you for having me. I appreciate it. October's coming up quickly, and you know that there are a few things that we do in October to try to recognize Domestic Violence Awareness Month and get the community involved, because Hope's Wings is a county shelter. The community saw a need for our program, and the community funded us, and so we keep coming back to the community to help us raise awareness and help spread the word that you do have this resource in Madison County. And we come back to the community always to maintain that funding. And we appreciate the support that we get from the Fiscal Court with some grants that we get through the state and stuff. So thank you very much, all of you, for assisting us with that. But we're here today to recognize Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we always kick that month off with lunch at City Hall. So we will be doing that again this year, as we have for the past several years now. This year we're going to be in the Richmond City Hall, and it will be on October 2nd at 11 a.m. Now, I think your schedule, I've already been talking with Robin, and I think your schedule, I think you're not going to be in town. So I would ask one of the magistrates to step in for Judge Taylor, or all. I would love them all. But the proclamation signing at lunch at City Hall, usually every unit of local government come together. the county, the Berea City, and Richmond City come together, and we just show unity for fighting domestic violence in our community. We've worked really hard over the years to form a team that addresses that in this town more effectively. And we've been very fortunate to have law enforcement involved and all of our prosecutors' offices and the detention center and stuff like that. So we want to maintain that community and we want to maintain that support. And so I would ask that you all, at least one of you, to put it on your schedule to come and stand in for Judge Taylor. It's just important and it's nice and we feed you, and who doesn't like to eat, right? So not only are our community leaders invited, but so are community members. So if you find yourself in Richmond and you want to come and talk with us and learn a little bit more about Hope's Wings and the resource that you have in this county, we would love for you to come and join us for lunch at City Hall at 11 a.m. on October 2nd. Another thing that we are doing this year, which is new to us, so please be patient, is a 5K. Now, heavens, do I look like I run 5Ks? I do not, but I'm going to attempt to walk it, okay? It is new to us, and we are learning through the process, so I don't know what it's going to look like, but it's an evening race on October 17th, and it will be at Whitehall. Yeah, so we're kind of excited and anxious about that all at the same time, but we'll have the race and there'll be kind of like an after party. Kaylin, if I'm wrong, at Dreaming Creek, we're working on that. No, strike it. I lied. I'm not sure. We're working on like a little after party race thing, but that is on October 17th. Some other things that we're doing just throughout the month of October is a Purple Heart campaign. So various businesses throughout the community have agreed to participate. Some are creating purple drinks for the month. Some are going to have purple hearts that you can donate $1 and, you know, write your name showing support for domestic violence awareness. And the fact that love shouldn't hurt, right? You know, we shouldn't hurt the ones that we care about. And so there are various businesses across this community who have agreed to do that and participate in that. And so we're excited. That's kind of new for us as well. But again, October is all about awareness and making sure that our community, because it is growing so quickly, knows that Hope's Wings is a resource for them. And domestic violence, we take it serious in this town. If you talk to any of the law enforcement officers, and Jenny over here, you're going to know that we take that crime very seriously. So we just appreciate your support, and we'll ask that you continue to give it. And I don't know. You hear from me a lot throughout the year. I ask for a lot, and you've been patient, and I appreciate all of you for that. But otherwise, you all are putting October 2nd on your calendars right now, right? I see you. I know. Robin, you put it on their calendars for them. But I do appreciate you all. Thank you for giving me just a few minutes up here today. Thank you.
Jennifer, I've
Yes, sir.
quick question. Normally at the city halls, you give the number. What's the number this year?
We're working on that still. We're working on it. I think last year when we gave that number, I think it was 57 people in Kentucky who had died due to domestic violence. So we're working on that. We've got an intern who's actually working. We don't just Google what's the number. We go county by county because as some of you would know, it is based on how the officer describes it, how he records it in his system, whether they list it as a domestic violence call or a domestic violence homicide or just homicide. So we really do the research, and we go from county to county and try to search records and get all of that. So we're still working on that number.
Well, I know for the last several years, my schedule has allowed me to come to that.
I appreciate
and
that.
it's very saddening to see that, you know, that something that shouldn't happen is still a reality.
It is, and it's a reality for our county. You know, I think in the past, well, yeah, we read the names, but we really make them human. They're not just a statistic, right? And so that's why we make sure that we're including names and what county and how old they are. But they're human beings. They're not just statistics. They're not just numbers, and we want people to know that. But Madison County has seen its share of domestic violence homicides, and we don't want that. We are working really hard to increase our Blueprint for Safety team into a domestic violence high-risk team. Just upping the game a little bit, trying to look at those most serious cases that really, every domestic violence case is serious, but some have a few red flags that indicate that domestic violence homicide is likely to occur. weapons in the home, increase it by 500%. Different things like that. And so we're trying to address those in real time, and we're figuring that process out. So
Thank you for everything you do.
Unfortunately, one of the things I've just recently found out is our Commonwealth is not, we rank fairly high on a per population basis nationwide for this, and so appreciate your all's attention to it.
yeah, we're usually number 2 on that, and so that it's not a number to be proud of by any means. So we just appreciate all that you all do to support us as we just work for you. I mean, we're servants too, and we're fortunate and blessed and grateful to do the jobs that we do. So thank you for making that possible, because without the county support, we would not be able to do it. Without the community support, we would not be able to do it. So, thank you all.
All right, good stuff. All right, next, Resolution 2025-082. It's Kirksville Volunteer Fire Department CDBG Grant Program Funds Application. Sarah?
Yes, sir. A resolution of the Madison County Fiscal Court authorizing the completion and filing of a Government Resources Accelerating Need Transformation Grant Program of 2024 project application for up to $85,000 in grant program of 2024 funds with the Cabinet for Economic Development, or the CED, authorizing and directing the Judge Executive of Madison County to execute any documents which are deemed necessary by CED to carry this project, and authorize the authorized representative to act as the authorized correspondent for the project, permitting review and execution of all agreements and request of all disbursements related to the grant program of 2024. Whereas the Fiscal Court desires to promote and carry out community development efforts on behalf of the residents of Madison County by supporting the grant program of 2024 project. And whereas the Fiscal Court is submitting or has submitted an application for the following federal grant program: HUD Community Development Block Grant Program, with the intent to access federal grant resources that are in the public interest and for a public purpose may seek funding assistance in preparing and/or completing applications for federal resources. And whereas the Fiscal Court recognizes that the grant program of 2024 monies available to the Fiscal Court for the purposes stated herein pursuant of KRS 147A.150 to 166 impose certain obligations and responsibilities upon the Fiscal Court and will require, among other things, approval of a satisfactory application submitted to the CED for approval, proper registration to do business within the Commonwealth, and other obligations of the Fiscal Court in connection with receiving the grant program of 2024 monies for the purpose stated herein. Now therefore be it resolved by the Madison County Fiscal Court, Section 1, that a grant program of 2024 application on behalf of the Fiscal Court for grant program of 2024 monies up to $85,000 for Kirksville Volunteer Fire Department CDBG project shall be submitted to CED. Section 2, that the Fiscal Court shall provide such additional information and furnish such documentation as may be required, and the authorized representative shall function as the authorized correspondent for the project. And Section 3, this resolution shall be effective upon its passage as required by law.
Motion approved resolution 2025-082, Judge.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Master Lightmiller.
Yes.
Master Hughes.
Yes.
Master Botkin.
Yes.
Master Combs.
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it. It's going to be a good project. Next, Resolution 2025-083. This is a Scale Computing Hardware and Software Maintenance Bid Award. Chris, good morning, buddy.
Good morning. Resolution 2025-083, a resolution of the Madison County Fiscal Court to approve a bid award for scale computing hardware and software maintenance, whereas Madison County Fiscal Court is required to approve of all bids and projects in accordance with the administrative code, whereas the bids were needed to purchase scale computing hardware and software maintenance of nodes owned by Madison County, Kentucky, whereas the bid notice was properly posted, one bid was received, opened, and reviewed, and whereas Madison County Chief Information Officer recommends in the best interest of Madison County to award the bid to 13 Layers LLC, and a total of $92,130.50 is outlined below, and you can see that there. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Fiscal Court does hereby approve this resolution and authorizes the Judge Executive and/or his designee to negotiate and execute contracts on behalf of the county.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Members of the court, you've heard Resolution 2025-083. What's the pleasure of the court?
So moved. Second.
So there's a motion and second to approve Resolution 2025-083. Any discussion?
You are a fast talker.
Yes, sir. You give me that every time.
Chris,
Go ahead.
just give us a little color around what a cluster is and stuff like that.
So these are actually the majority of these are what are called the KCGC clusters, the nodes that runs the services for all the other counties and cities. So not the majority, all of that.
Remind, they say at all CSEP meetings, or all city cabinet meetings, not to use acronyms.
The Kentucky County's Government Cloud, that's the service we offer to other communities for server hosting, et cetera. All those listed as KCGC are covered in full by those customers and the monthly payments that they pay to us. The remaining 5 nodes are Madison County's nodes that we use, and then our partners like the clerk and county attorney and all of our departments are paying that portion of it. So it is a big number there, but that is a lot of gear. I think we're up to about 24 nodes in total. This is just a portion of it. The other ones, because of CSEP, they weren't allowed to do multi-year agreements for the maintenance renewals, so we've always had to do it year by year by year. Now that CSEP is coming to an end, when we purchase new stuff, we're purchasing them by 5- and 3-year maintenance agreements because obviously it's cheaper to buy that stuff. So this is kind of the last hurrah here, hopefully, for us, because everything new comes with 3- or 5-year agreements attached to them, so you don't have to do this every time.
It's pretty cool.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know, we've kind of become a data center.
We absolutely have. We actually just started our first city, which was Mount Vernon. We started yesterday, so they're moving their stuff in
Well, what
as
it
we
does,
speak.
it also gives us the opportunity to bring in revenues, which we always look for in the county, because we can't survive on housetops.
Yep.
And this thing is growing and may continue to grow, I would expect. And so, good for you and the staff.
Yep, we're excited. It's a good project, does great things for other communities, because never ceases to amaze us when we go into a facility and we see what they're doing. And it's like,
Well, and it would be
Oh, boy.
it would be shameless for us to have the assets that we have because of CSEP and not be able to utilize those to benefit the county and its citizens. So,
Absolutely.
again, thank you, Chris.
great point. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Any other discussion? We do have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 2025-083. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Mr. Bakker?
Yes.
Mr. Combs?
Yes.
Mr. Lockmiller?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next, Resolution 2025-084 is the end of CSEP preparedness funding. Jill?
Yes, this is a resolution of the Madison County Fiscal Court regarding the transition of CSEP preparedness funding to county public safety operations. Whereas Madison County has for more than 3 decades been participating in the leading jurisdiction of the Chemical Stockpile Emergency Preparedness Program, a federal and state program that provided essential resources to strengthen preparedness, public safety, emergency communications, and community resilience. Whereas the mission of CSEP has now been successfully completed with the elimination of the chemical stockpile. And with its completion, CSEP funding allocations will conclude on September 30th, 2025. And whereas beginning October 1st, 2025, the expenses previously funded through CSEP, such as preparedness activities, emergency communication operations, and related public safety initiatives, will be transitioned into other county departmental budgets, including but not limited to the Emergency Communications Center, or 911, Emergency Management Agency, and other public safety divisions. Whereas in addition to the funding transition, designated staff positions and operational responsibilities previously assigned under CSEP will also be transitioned October 1st, 2025. And whereas this transition has been carefully planned and anticipated for many years, allowing Madison County to ensure the continuation of high-quality public safety services without disruption. And whereas the Fiscal Court recognizes that the investments made through CSEP have significantly improved the county's readiness, public safety operations, and provided a strong foundation for safer and more resilient future for Madison Countyans. Now therefore be it resolved by the Madison County Fiscal Court that the fiscal court formally acknowledges the conclusion of CSEP preparedness funding as of September 30th, 2025, that effective October 1st, 2025, associated expenses, designated staff, and operational responsibilities shall be transitioned into the closeout budgets, regular budgets, and organizational structures of the Madison County Emergency Communications Center, or 911, Emergency Management Agency, and other designated public safety agencies as applicable. And that the fiscal court affirms its commitment to maintaining and building upon the legacy of preparedness established under CSEP, ensuring that the people of Madison County remain well protected and well served in all future public safety endeavors.
Thank you, Jill. Appreciate that. Members of the court, you all have heard Resolution 2025-084. What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion approved, Judge.
Second.
Don't get excited.
Before we get too far down here, once you get happy, we're going to have a little round of applause for that second paragraph. The CSEP mission is successfully completed. I think that deserves a round of applause.
It right does, yeah. But then we're gonna be sad because of how much federal tax dollars is gonna be coming to our community
good with
for the
bad.
next, yeah.
I
But-
think we've been waiting on this for a long time.
Yep.
Have been preparing for it for a long time. And, I think what CSEP has done is taught us preparedness. It's a culture, right? So we have a level of preparedness that probably will surpass the need, hopefully. And so, the culture that's in Madison County with law enforcement and all our first responders are better today because of CSEP. And
Brought them together.
yeah. And so we have a great opportunity to continue to provide a good service for our citizens and to take care of our citizens and the need that we have. So I'm thankful for it. I'm glad that all that's gone. We'll struggle with funding, and that's part of it. But, I'm glad it's gone, and I'm glad we're transitioning and getting away from having to have this level of preparedness.
Some have said that we knew this was coming, we should have been prepared. Well, far before I ever got on this fiscal court, the court was preparing for this. So be assured that the court and the members that served this court previously, as well as those currently, have been concentrating on this and looking at it. And in my opinion, Madison County and the two communities are getting closer to being prepared to take this on and take over the responsibility of the financial piece. So I look forward to that day.
So this is kind of the introductory piece, and, we talked about a lot about this at budget time, about anticipating this moment and when it would come and what those dates look like, that have always seemed to be a moving target or a moving timeline over the course of at least my 15 years in this community. But this is the first, this resolution and transition that funding. You're going to see a couple other things today that will be related to this as well, that will allow us to get reimbursed through the closeout period. And so as you kind of see the other resolutions and we talk about those, the linchpin really is that this funding is transitioning. We knew this moment was coming. We've prepared for it. And so now all of those things are kind of coming into play, whether it be agreements like Chris just mentioned, or our radio system agreement that you'll see later, the MOU with the state, which will allow us to also get reimbursement after our portion is over. So all of those things kind of fold together. And then you'll also see those transfers on the claims and transfer report as well of where those funds are being transferred to.
Now, people been seeing these billboards around this EMA, and I've seen your smiling face on TV and radio. Is that part of this?
Yeah, it's part of the campaign of just letting people understand. You got to think how many people in this community, they don't know Madison County without CSEP.
Yeah.
And so it's just a media campaign that was part of the overall plan of KYEM and FEMA, to make sure people are aware. If you remember, I don't know if you ever saw it, but actually Kentucky EM made a little bit of a mistake and put a Lexington alert of preparedness on our billboard, which confused a few people because they're like, why are we advertising? This is just a mistake,
Yeah.
But multiple counties are doing this just to let people understand what to do. You want to talk a little bit about it, about
Yeah,
the alert part?
so absolutely, it's part of the transition campaign, and that there is life beyond CSEP, and that the messaging is that intentionally. As Judge mentioned, KYM did a campaign just really focused on alerts, but not really communicating what this has been, because it's been different for Madison County than it has any of the other 10 CSEP counties. We've been the host county. We have taken on the financial burden at times. We've taken on the greatest risk for our citizenry, and our first responders. We've sat in many meetings with first responders, and I always say this: most of our first responders in this community don't know life without CSEP. I mean, Chief Gray will tell you that. I do not remember there was not first responders without a CSEP program behind it. And so now, as we make that transition and have prepared for that so that we maintain that level of service, it's important that the community knows that, hey, here's kind of the line in the sand. You know, we've talked about it for years, right? But here's the line in the sand. Here's what life looks like beyond CSEP, and it's all of our responsibility, not just the first responders. It's our citizens, our businesses, and our community members to know what preparedness looks like beyond CSEP. And so the campaign is celebrating that. It's thanking the CSEP employees for keeping our community safe, but it's also helping to message that, hey, there's life beyond CSEP, and we're prepared for it, and we're going to continue moving forward, just as we've done for the last 40 years.
You know, Judge, at the last CD CAB meeting that you and I went to, which is the last one.
In person?
The last in-person one. But really, the amazing stat that was given that was the hundreds of thousands of hours that, you know, of work that was done out there with zero accidents. Handling the most dangerous chemicals in the world. Yeah. And, I mean, I had nightmares all the time about, you know, what the possibilities were for that. And since I'm not running anymore, I'm going to go ahead and say it got me elected 3 times. Yeah. But the simple fact of the matter was, you know, I mean, we were talking about just, I mean, horrible stuff. Yeah. That was in them crumbling containers, and I mean, the work that they done with no accidents and the potential of what could have happened as far as the community, I mean, it's just phenomenal. Beckton Parcel, those guys done an amazing job out there, and all of their subcontractors. It wasn't just them, but every single one of them. Their work record out there was just amazing.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. All right, anyone else? We do have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 2025-084. Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Marshall Buchan?
Yes.
Marshall Combs?
Yes.
Marshall Lockmiller?
Yes.
Marshall Hughes?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next is Resolution 2025-085, CSAP FY23 Grant Funding MOA Contract Modification Number 2. Jill?
Yes, this is a resolution of the Madison County Fiscal Court approving modification number 2 to extend the FY23 CSEP Memorandum of Agreement Grant Funds Contract to provide additional time for closeout completion of the grant. Whereas Madison County Fiscal Court has received modification number 2 for the CSEP FY23 Grant Funding MOA Contract Extension from the Kentucky Emergency Management. And whereas the Madison County Fiscal Court wishes to extend FY23 for CSEP grant funding through March 31st, 2026, to provide additional time for closeout completion of the grant. Now therefore be it resolved that the Fiscal Court does hereby approve this resolution and authorizes the Judge Executive and/or his designee to negotiate and execute contracts on behalf of the county.
Thank you, Jill. Members of the court, you've heard Resolution 2025-085. Do I have a motion and a second for approval, please?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
So as I mentioned earlier, this is the closeout portion. It extends our deadline to have everything done and be completely closed out is December 30th, 2025. And so this allows
2026.
2025.
We have to be closed out by when?
December
Oh,
2025.
okay. This says March 31st,
Yes.
2026. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, don't mess me up.
Sorry. Sorry.
But, and this allows those 3 months at the beginning of the year for KYEM to reimburse us
Yeah.
for those closeout expenses that happened in October,
Right.
November, and December. So this is really important for us to continue to get that reimbursement funding. But then they will have to be closed out by March of 2026.
26, yeah, okay. Any questions, comments? Clerk Marshall, call the roll.
Marshall Buchan?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Lockmiller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next is Resolution 2025-086. This is Madison County Board of Adjustments appointment.
Yes, this is a resolution for the appointment to the Madison County Fiscal Court to the Madison County Board of Adjustments, whereas the Madison County Fiscal Court is responsible for the appointment of Madison County Board of Adjustments members, whereas the Madison County Board of Adjustments has a vacant board member position, and whereas Madison County Fiscal Court has found Jason Mays fit for the position as Board of Adjustments member. Now therefore be it resolved that the Fiscal Court does hereby approve this resolution and authorizes the judge executive and/or his designee to execute the same on behalf of the county.
Thank you, Jill. Members of the court, you've heard Resolution 2025-086. Do I have a motion and a second for approval?
Make a motion to approve.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Master Lockmiller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Bakken?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Thank you, Jill. Next, Scott, Resolution 2025-087, Crutcher Pike Bridge Decking and Concrete Bid Award. Good morning, buddy.
Good morning. A resolution for the Madison County Fiscal Court to approve bid awards for bridge decking and concrete for the Crutcher Pike Bridge. Whereas the Madison County Fiscal Court is required to approve of all bids for projects in accordance with administrative code, and whereas the bids were needed for bridge decking and concrete for the Crutcher Pike Bridge in Richmond, Kentucky, and whereas the bid notices were properly posted, one bid was received for the bridge decking and one bid was received for the concrete. The bids were opened and reviewed, and whereas the Madison County Road Department recommends awarding the bids as follows. 1, bridge decking to DMAC Industries in the amount of $6,809, and 2, for the concrete to Stewart Contracting Corporation in the amount of $18,800. Now therefore be it resolved that the Madison County Fiscal Court does hereby approve this resolution and authorizes the judge executive and/or his designee to negotiate and execute contracts on behalf of the county.
Thank you, Scott. Members of the court, you've heard Resolution 2025-087. Do I have a motion and a second for approval?
Motion for approval, please.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Man, I just want to take just a moment, because when I think we see these numbers of roughly $25,000 for this bridge replacement, you know, we think what's cost us only $25,000, but there's a lot of work that our team does in-house in the road department that you don't see.
Yeah,
And
and this
we-
does include beams as well. We
Yep.
did not get a bid for the beams, and I'm having a really hard time getting anyone to give me quotes on
Quotes.
it. So it's slowed this project down. I'm still working on it, but I've only, at this time, only got one quote for beams.
Yep.
So I'm hoping to get it in before winter, but not really sure now.
Yeah. Well, there's a piece of this that I just want people to understand, because I like people to know the facts and the truth.
Yes.
There's a piece of this we self-perform, which helps us tremendously and saves us a lot of money. Appreciate that. But there's other things that go with it. So,
Yeah, you can figure what the total materials are, and then your labor is gonna be about the same. So most of the time, we're about 50% in kind.
yeah. Appreciate you. Appreciate what you do. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Bakken?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Lockmiller?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. Next, Resolution 2025-088, a resolution for the Madison County Fiscal Court to ratify the Eastern Kentucky University appointment to the Madison County Airport Board Incorporated. Whereas the Eastern Kentucky University, EKU, president has appointed a university member to the Madison County Airport Board, Inc., with approval from the Board of Regents. And whereas KRS 183.132, subsection 6, states the Madison County Fiscal Court is required to ratify each local agency's appointment to Madison County Airport Board Incorporated. Now therefore be it resolved that the Madison County Fiscal Court does hereby ratify the EKU appointment to Madison County Airport Board, Inc. as follows. Colleen Cheney for a 4-year term appointment, which will expire September 14th, 2029. Members of the court, you've heard Resolution 2025-088. Do I have a motion and a second for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Master Bakken?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Lockmiller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next, Resolution 2025-089, a resolution for the Madison County Fiscal Court to ratify the Eastern Kentucky University appointment to the Madison County Airport Board, Inc. Whereas the Eastern Kentucky University president has appointed a university member to the Madison County Airport Board, Incorporated, with approval from the Board of Regents. And whereas KRS 183.132 subsection 6 states the Madison County Fiscal Court is required to ratify each local agency's appointment to the Madison County Airport Board, Incorporated. Now therefore be it resolved that the Madison County Fiscal Court does hereby ratify the EKU appointment to the Madison County Airport Board, Incorporated as follows. Dr. Tim Ross, 4-year term appointment, which will expire September 14th, 2029.
Motion approved resolution 2025-089, Judge.
Second.
Thank you all. Any questions?
Hey, just a quick comment. You know, we are very fortunate to have folks like Dr. Ross and Colleen Cheney as part of that board out there. You know, I said it years and years ago, and I'm going to say it again. Colleen Cheney was one of the best hires that Madison County ever made at a time when we really needed her expertise, and she's carrying that same level of expertise and talent out at the airport board. Of course, there's other great members out there on that board too, and they do a phenomenal job. But we're very fortunate to have those two on that board.
Agreed. Anyone else?
Just want to thank Colleen and Dr. Ross and also Jason Mays as well, all these that we've appointed today for their willingness to serve and be a part of the community and not, distract from it, but just be a part of it and participate. Like Tom said, the airport board has a lot going on. They're a big asset to this community. They have to deal with FAA and the state, and so it's a complicated process, everything that they do. So we appreciate all that they do at the airport.
Thank you all. If no one else, Clerk Barger, call the roll, please.
Pastor Combs?
Yes.
Pastor Lockmiller?
Yes.
Pastor Hughes?
Yes.
Pastor Buckner?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Thank you all. Next, resolution 2025-090. This is the P25 Public Safety Radio System Maintenance Bid Award. Chris, good morning again, buddy.
Good morning. I'm going to go slower this time.
Make it
No,
quick.
no.
Make
Come
it
on.
quick for Billy Ray.
I don't know how fast I can read it. The resolution for the Madison County Fiscal Court to approve a bid award for a P25 Public Safety Radio System Maintenance Agreement, whereas Madison County Fiscal Court, the county, is required to approve of all bids from projects in accordance with the administrative code, whereas the bids were needed for a P25 Public Safety Radio System Maintenance due to CSEP funding coming to an end, and whereas the bid notice was properly posted and one letter of intent to bid was received, and whereas one bid was received, opened and reviewed by the Madison County Emergency Communications Center, the Madison County Emergency Management Agency, Chief Information Officer of the Madison County Treasurer, and the County Judge Executive's Office. And whereas the aforementioned group recommends awarding the bid for P25 Public Safety Radio System Maintenance to AMK Services, and whereas the agreement shall become effective October 1st, 2025, now therefore be resolved that the fiscal court does hereby approve this resolution and authorizes the judge executive and/or his designee to negotiate and execute a contract on behalf of the county.
Thank you, buddy. Members of the court, you've heard resolution 2025-090. What's the pleasure of the court?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and second to approve resolution 2025-090. Any questions, conversations, comments?
Judge, will there be any flexibility in the pricing? And I'm referring to attachment 13B. I believe it's on page, it's in section 6.
What page is that on, Tom? Do you know?
Yeah, I think it's, hang on just a minute. It's 79 of 110.
I don't have that page. So, you go ahead.
Well, at any rate, basically, it's where that we get the year-by-year pricing across that, which starts out at $245,000.
Yeah.
And then increases up in year 7. Let's see, let me make sure we're right.
Yeah, that's
Roll it
correct.
around. Year 7, it goes to 2.5 million. And then-
There's a life cycle replacement
Yes,
that
sir,
year.
life
yeah.
cycle replacement. And what I was thinking about when I saw that, and I think you and I discussed it some, is the future courts, long after I'm gone, and maybe some of the other members here, when it gets up to, year 7, instead of trying to struggle and come up with $2.5 million, could we amortize that over the life cycle of it?
Yeah, so I think what is, while I'm here, I think what we'll probably do is we'll take the total amount of that, divide it over the years, and then we'll budget for that amount. Any excess funds that you have for that year, we'll stick investments until we get to that year. So we're saving up And that's kindly how the financial model of all this was kind of built and figured out by the task force. And so I think I agree with you. I don't think you want this roller coaster up and down of your budgets, increasing by $2 million from one year to the next. And so I think more of a consistent line item in the budget, and we're saving that money for that year that it does jump, and you really won't have to change your budget. Yeah. And I think it's all kind of built into the budget. Well, I know it is. I don't have to think. It is. It is the way it's built. Yeah, the financial model. Good question. Anyone else? Hearing none. Call the roll, please.
Master Lockmiller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Botkin?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Next, Resolution 2025-091, amend Madison County Emergency Communications Center interlocal agreement. Jill.
Yes, this is a resolution of the Madison County Fiscal Court approving an amended Madison County Emergency Communications Center interlocal agreement. And this resolution will supersede Resolution 2024-131. Whereas in 2008, Madison County implemented a joint answering service to provide a single telephone number where emergency services, creating a joint 911 center for the city of Berea and Madison County. And in 2010, the city of Richmond joined the Joint 911 Emergency Communications Center. And whereas the establishment, maintenance, and operation of the Madison County Emergency Communications Center is an essential public safety service used by residents of the city of Berea, Madison County, Kentucky, and the city of Richmond, as well as workers and travelers while situated in the county. And whereas the city of Berea, Madison County, Kentucky, and the city of Richmond wish to update the Cooperative Communications Center to be known as the Madison County Emergency Communications Center. And whereas in order to deal more cost effectively with the present and projected public safety communications needs of our community, especially emergency medical, fire, law enforcement services, and the public safety activities of mutual concern, the cities and county desire to enter into an amended emergency communications interlocal agreement per the following Berea City Council Resolution number 17-2025 and Richmond City Commission Order number 25-143. And whereas the cities and county do hereby agree that the attached amended agreement shall supersede Resolution 2024-131. Now therefore be it resolved that the Madison County Fiscal Court does hereby approve this resolution to supersede Resolution 2024-131 and authorizes the judge executive and or his designee to negotiate and execute contracts on behalf of the county.
Thank you, Jill. Members of the court, you've heard Resolution 2025-091. What's the pleasure of the court?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? Clerk Barger, call the roll.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Botkin?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Lockmiller?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
I think we've talked enough about that thing. Nothing else left to say.
Yeah, I agree. Next is personnel. Jill.
I would just like the court to ask your approval at this time to approve the personnel that's in your court packet.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve as recommended in our personnel in our packet. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Master Botkin?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Lockmiller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next, Kenny's going to give us an update on the property tax bill sale.
Bring the water. Well, good morning. I've been torn up like a soup sandwich today because I want to give this little bit of time I'm going to take. I know it's been a long agenda, but this little time I'm going to take the credit it's due. And I want to get the message across. Ryan, if you'd bring up the slide, please. I had to tell several fibs yesterday to get Teresa standing up there next to me because I told her what it was really about. But anyway, she'd been here.
She would have come.
Yeah, and she still might have to go home sick. She might be so torn up. But I want to get started. I want to read what Teresa's colleague said about her. Teresa's dedicated to serving the citizens of Madison County. She takes her job seriously and makes every effort to ensure the task completed to the best of her ability. We're thankful to have Teresa on our team. 2009, I'm running for office, and I'm visiting the clerk's office to talk to folks, to try to get what's going on, see what we can do, what their ideas are. And Teresa, among many others, was one of the key people in our office that saw where we were and saw the difference of how it could be, and had that anxiety, tension that it takes to really change the culture in our office. And I know, Reagan, you carry a corn in your pocket, but I carry a 4-leaf clover in my pocket every day. It's not to bring luck. It's to remind this old dummy how lucky he is to have people like Teresa.
That's good.
That created a culture. In our office, we've got 20 full-time employees, 1 part-time employee, and me. So that's basically 20 and a half employees, because you don't count me because I'm not good for much. We do right about 150,000 motor vehicle transactions a year. We do tens of thousands of deeds, mortgages, run 2 elections most years, all with 21 or 20 and a half people. We are the most efficient, and we're starting to measure this stuff for the Clerks Association. We're the most efficient in the state, by far. Yeah. We're taking care of everybody. We're doing all we can, and it's folks like Ms. Covington here that's the reason. And I love you.
My Kiki.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate this.
Now,
Speak.
I'm good, thank you.
You can have. She made notes and everything.
I did.
See,
Oh, y'all got me on this.
I told her yesterday about 3:30, so she wouldn't have to be worried all day, and she wouldn't come ask me 100 questions about what do they want to know, why we got to go up there, what's going on. So, thank you,
I
man.
can't believe you fell for it, because you ain't.
Oh, we got it.
You
And that-
never came up here and
And
gave
this isn't the end
for
of it
11
either.
years.
It's not the end.
No, she's gonna get me back.
But I do appreciate you.
Congratulations.
That's
Thank
good
you
stuff.
all. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, good. He made me go along with it, Kiki. He made me. Yeah. All right.
That's not true. I brought up the
Oh,
idea.
Kels, tell us something.
I brought up the idea to Reagan to do this, and he said, "Man, that's awesome."
All right, a few things on Judge's report, announcements that's going on. So the 17th, which, oh, no, it's not the 17th. I was like, man, it's past. It's the 17th annual Paint the Town Pink kickoff. So for 17 straight years, we've been actually celebrating and bringing recognition through Paint the Town Pink, which will be on Friday, September 26th. At 10:30 a.m. and we're honored to be able to be the host this year, members of the court, elected officials. It'll be at the Madison County Fiscal Court front lawn. So we're so glad and excited that we got the courthouse done, and so it'll be at our fiscal courtroom. If it rains, we're actually going to be in here. So it will happen, no rain or shine. If it's not raining, it's a pretty day, pretty morning, we'll be over at the front lawn of the courthouse. If it does rain, we'll move it into our fiscal courtroom. And that's this coming Friday, September 26th at 10:30 a.m. So please be here if you can. Also, there's a neon night run walk, and it's a Paint the Town Pink event on Friday, October the 3rd. So then the following Friday, it'll be downtown Richmond here on Water Street. There'll also be a block party from 7 to 10. The race begins at 8. Madison Central's Homecoming Parade will be Thursday, September 25th. The parade begins at 6 p.m. and should arrive on Main Street around 7 p.m. The Indians will play Great Crossings on Friday, September the 26th at 7:30 p.m. Please be mindful of road closures and increased traffic. So if you're not going to participate in the parade, you might want to stay away from downtown this coming Thursday evening. Kentucky Riverkeepers Madison County Road Cleanup Day will be on Sunday, September the 28th from 2 to 5. Meet at the gazebo at Union City Park. There will be a picnic after the cleanup. Household Hazardous Waste Tox Away Day, which is a wonderful event. So glad we get to have this event. We participate in this every year. Is on Saturday, October the 4th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Madison County Road Department South, located at 208 Clarksville Lane in Richmond. Visit Madison County, Kentucky's Facebook page or call our solid waste department at 859-624-4709 for more information. So I believe it's the same Saturday as Millstone Festival. So if you're coming down to the isn't that correct? If you're coming down to the Millstone Festival, if you got any kind of household hazardous waste, throw them in your car. You never even have to get out of your car, correct, Scott? It is the most well-run, organized, with our solid waste department, some of our road department. We partner with Veolia, I believe. They get the contract on that every year. They help. You got oils, motor oil, oil-based paints, mercury thermometers, solvents, trying to remember what all I say, and fertilizers, chemicals, all those things they take. They do not take latex. They do not take latex paint. Latex paint can be disposed of. You put either kitty litter, sawdust in it, it'll soak it up, and then you can just throw it away. It's only oil-based paints. What were you gonna say, Billy Ray?
Electronics?
We do take electronics, but now we take electronics. We have an electronic bin at the road department. We take electronics anytime. Now we do take tube TVs. I'm always amazed. Like we'll have dump trucks full of tube TVs. Like it's amazing how many tube TVs that people still have, and they'll come and drop them off. Piles of them. Which, I think every year, man, we're going to have less and less and less. And it seems like, man, there's still a big old pile of tube TVs. It's funny. But we take tube TVs. If you have any questions, please call our solid waste department to know. But it's a great way to get rid of stuff and to get disposed of the correct way. It don't end up in our streams, on the side of the road, so on and so forth. 2025 Millstone Festival will be Saturday, October 4th, as well, as I mentioned before. It'll be on Main Street in downtown Richmond. Contact Richmond Parks and Recreation for more information. Please be mindful of road closures and increased traffic in the area. And then visit our website at www.madisoncountyky.gov/community events to see a list of some of the events happening throughout our community. If you have an event you would like to feature on this page, just simply click the Submit an Event button and complete the form. That's all I have for today. Ends my report. Billy Ray.
Question out. One of the biggest projects in our district is the new Waco schools being built. Got that Speedwell Road, and I'm getting increased inquiries from folks. I sent you a message about putting some construction signs up ahead, or people slow down because the trucks entering and leaving the highway, and we got that Meadowbrook Road situation there, and what do we need to be doing? Do I need to be doing anything with that right now, or?
I don't think so. I think conversations are being had. When did you send that email?
Yesterday.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I thought I missed one.
No, that was just yesterday.
I hadn't got to it yet.
Yeah.
No, I think we're having conversations to the appropriate things. It doesn't hurt to, if you want to send an email to me, I can forward it on. We can all be on an email together with Transportation Cabinet just to keep the conversation hot.
Yeah.
But, I think there's projects that we're working on for fixing intersections on 52 that I think will expand on out Speedwell Road to sort of help some of that. We've had conversations about the Meadowbrook portion.
Right.
And so I think all that's still going. It's just, I think it's working towards when the school's completed, not fixing those things before the school's completed.
Well,
But some of those construction things, I agree with you, that's something that needs to be now
it's a big deal out
to make people aware.
out in our district, and that's why I bring it up. So,
Yep.
thank you.
If I may, during Billy Ray's comment section there, bring it up that it's good to get it on the front end, because I'm going through some situations with all the traffic on 75 right now. They're really rolling up and down Old Wilderness Trail, and the school system didn't put in a turn lane, and it's a nightmare. So if you can get them to do something on the front end, Billy Ray, you'll get less calls than I'm getting right now. And nobody's got any answers. School board's not got any answers. Nobody's got any answers, and it'll go away once the interstate opens back up. But I'm telling you, I've never had so many calls as I've had on that situation out there. So anyway, on the front end would be best.
I will say, and I think this is something, again, I think it's a good discussion time. I think we all need to advocate for this, and I've had conversations over the last couple of weeks with some folks at Transportation. and some of our state elected officials. But, you know, I wasn't involved, I wasn't county judge 13 years ago when they redid I-75 paving, resurfaced it. I wasn't here, so I didn't have anything to compare it to. But I am here now. And I think the state transportation cabinet, and whether it needs to become a law to force them to do it or not, there needs to be planning workshops when you are doing a project that size that involves, and you have all hands on deck. You have our law enforcement agencies, because we're not only getting those calls too, but they're getting hammered too. Our firefighters, our first responders, you should have elected officials that are in these planning sessions. You should be preparing your secondary routes that you know everybody's going to take because the traffic's backed up on the interstate. You should be preparing them for safety, that potholes are patched, that the roadsides are mowed back, boom mowed, whether that be a county route or a state route. Obviously, we should want to keep that interstate traffic more on state routes because Wilderness Trail is a residential subdivision. It's a residential local pathway. It's not meant for 70,000 cars to go up and down it, and tractor trailers going over bridges that I don't even know that, Scott, that bridge down there at the creek at the end of Wilderness Trail at Cedar Hill, I don't even know if it's sized right for a tractor trailer to go across it. But there are. Mm-hmm. But if we had planning meetings, we had logistical meetings, we had our GIS departments that are saying, hey, these are the alternate routes. If we had deputies working traffic control at the Boonesboro stop sign, allowing more flow to get back on the interstate to get around it, if you planned it out, it wouldn't be such a nightmare on our community. And I think that's what's missing. I think there's got to be planning meetings 3 months prior, 4 months, whatever the time frame is. There's got to be planning meetings prior to, so that we're all rowing in the same boat.
And I think you're right, Judge, and I think we need to take that on, and I know this court's been very proactive in things that we've tried to do, not as it pertains to this, but I think we need to let our representatives and people know, because a lot of times Frankfurt just reacts when Frankfurt wants to react. And they have the same mission and goal that we do, and that is we're here to do the best thing that we can represent all of our constituents. Yep. And I totally agree with you. I don't know what the answer is, because I don't know if Frankfurt works that way, but we need to at least go ask them and work towards it.
You know, at the end of the day, when those citizens are using a roadway like Wilderness Trail, Panura Drive, whatever county road, they're going Three Forks, Boone Trail, whatever, with technology today, when you can get on, see where the congestion is, right? And everybody gets on there and sees, well, I'm not going that way, I'm going to go this way. Well, all that extra traffic only hits our local budget indirectly, right? I mean, a roadway has only got so many tire marks that can go on it over its lifespan until you got to redo it, right? So you put 70,000 cars a day, take them off the interstate and put them on either state roads or county roads. I mean, that hits our pocketbook quicker. Mm-hmm. So, all right, I didn't mean to get on a soapbox, but
no, but that's good.
Thank you for the conversation, both of you. Tom.
You know, Judge, it's funny that you should be on the soapbox today talking about roads and everyone else, because that's one of the things I want to talk about today.
Well, why? You just join in with us then, buddy.
Well, I want to say this one because it's something I don't normally do, but, you know, I've been very fortunate since I've been magistrate up here that we were able to get some projects completed. Like, I'll give you some examples, like with Marie Rader's help when she was representative, the new bridge down in Kingston. Later on, here in just in the last year or two, the turning lane down into Kingston School. The 52 corridor, getting that project finished up. Now the on the books for the aviation way. But one of the things that and what made me think about this today was when I was sitting in traffic on the top of Fort Estill Hill coming into Richmond and looking at that project, how it's developed and what it's coming to, and thinking to myself, I'm gonna fall on the sword in court this morning about this one, and I'm gonna apologize to the residents of the Fourth District, because I'm gonna tell you right now, when that project's done, it ain't gonna help traffic flow, not one bit, coming in or going back to Duncannon. That has been, and if what you're talking about, you know, none of us were here when that was put on the 6-year plan, but,
Oh, no.
but if those meetings that you're talking about would have happened, surely to goodness, we could have fixed that and made that 4-lane all the way down to Duncannon, because all that is a big, serious waste of money. Gonna be good-looking blacktop, but it's a waste of money, that's all it is.
We got to figure out some way, Tom, to be able to have meaningful discussions that then can be received on behalf of the engineering staff.
Yep.
Because they're driving the process. And I've seen a lot of roads in Kentucky that weren't engineered very well. So I just want them to start listening. I mean, we're here for a reason. We're a county, you know, we're a county elected official, and we know our counties. So anyway, so much.
You know, at a time now when, and I'm talking about right now, at a time right now when those projects are going on is the same point in time when we should be lobbying to have US 25 4-laned all the way to Brea. Not 10 years from now or 15 years from now. It's already bad. Traffic's already bad. I mean, some of them subdivisions, Stony Creek, Twin Lakes, you can't get out of those places in the morning. It's horrible. And, I mean, now's the time when we need to be lobbying to get those things fixed. Enough of that.
Well, I think to your point, though, let me add this little piece, Tom, is I think that when transportation cabinet employees acknowledge that they're going to be the laughing stock of the state because of that project, I think what you're saying has a lot of validity. You know, it's a valid statement. It's true.
Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately, even sometimes people in the transportation cabinet, they don't make the final decision. You know, that final decision comes out of Frankfurt, and it's unfortunate. It's very disheartening that that project is going to end up being what it's going to be when they're done.
Yeah. Well, I wish we would have been able to have had a bigger hand in making the decisions in that process. Anyway, we're finished with our blacktop, Scott. We're not finished. We're finished in the 4th District, Reagan's Lane, Jessica Circle. Both of those projects, I've driven them. They came out really good. So we want to thank your people and everybody that had a hand in making that happen. And let's see, Judge, have I got anything else here today?
Your phone number.
I'm not going to complain about anything else, but if you need me, you can reach me at 200-9765.
Thank you, buddy. Brian.
Just, again, want to thank Teresa. You're always a smiling face, and your personality, and appreciate all that you do for the clerk's office, and very worthy to, you know, put you on the spotlight today. Sorry that you were tricked to be here, but again, we thank you. Scott, appreciate all your guys for all the work you did out on Fentress Lane and others around that patching work and stuff. I want to give a shout out to my oldest daughter, Anna. Today's her birthday, 26.
Yeah.
She made me a dad, and I'm grateful for that. And other than that, Judge, just glad to be here.
Yeah, I saw her little picture, her little tribute on Facebook this morning.
Yeah.
She's cute as a button.
Yeah, she makes me feel old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wish I could go back to that little girl.
Cheer up, it'll get worse.
Yeah, I'm grateful though. She's a good girl, and
Yeah.
she does well.
Yeah.
Judge, I don't have a lot other than we're still working in District 2. Scott's working to get that bridge done. Obviously, he's already discussed that, and we'll get it done sooner or later. And we just had the opportunity to pave Lower Hines, and now it's torn up by the electrical companies. So Scott was telling me this morning he's going to have to get them to repave it or do something. They've brand new paving down on Lower Hines, and they've torn it all up. And then we've got some more paving we've got to do in District 2. I just encourage everybody to be patient. We'll get it done, and I appreciate what the road crew does, and I also appreciate Teresa.
Yeah. Thank you all very much. Counselor, do you have anything today?
I just say,
Mike. Mike.
not that anyone has ever said I'm not loud enough. Teresa, it is very well deserved, Kenny. She's, especially when it comes to property tax and stuff, she's my go-to, but really for most anything, I start with Teresa. So, but I'll be happy to plot with you, Teresa, and get Kenny back. I'll assist. Yeah.
Kenny?
So I've been positive enough this morning. I'm going to turn my Angry Bird face back on.
Yeah, we were missing it.
Yeah.
We were missing it, so I'm glad.
What you're saying about transportation and the paving I-75 and working with other agencies, yeah, we're all in the same boat. And just because you need to do a job doesn't mean that there aren't better ways to do it, like making what I call get-on ramps, cutting that merge lane down to nothing where people have to come to a dead stop to pull out with traffic going 60 miles an hour. Does that make sense to you? From a dead stop to 60? No. So you're exactly right. And we have to start forcing people to work with us. And this leads into what I'm headed to. I've got a couple meetings this week with someone at Transportation Cabinet and someone at the governor's office to start working with Transportation Cabinet to try to get them to be a partner with the county clerk's office when it comes to motor vehicle licensing and titling cars. We are moving into the electronic age with electronic titling, and we are getting pushback from the folks that work in motor vehicle licensing on doing the work the way it needs to be done, the most efficient way. They want to do it the way they've been doing it since the 60s. Well, that's not going to work for us. So we're going to have to partner with them and try to help them understand why it needs to be that way. The same thing you're talking about. You've got to talk to people and say, hey, look at this from our angle and see what's going on.
But a lot of times, Kenny, they don't want to do it because change is hard. And it's hard work.
Amen.
And I'm sorry to say it, but we have people that have been merit employees for a long time, and they don't want to change.
No, but that doesn't mean, it's going to happen tomorrow. But we've got to keep plugging. The way that Transportation Cabinet on my side of the Transportation Cabinet runs reminds me of the car manufacturers in the 60s. I mean, the people that are mass inspecting our stuff for no good reason work off of quotas. It makes no sense. And you know what happened in the 60s with the big three? The Japanese came along and had a better way of doing things and thought, well, these guys don't know anything. Nobody will buy these little bitty cars. And next thing you know, the 70s came along, gas crisis, and boom, they were looking for what's next. And that's where, I think that's where Transportation Cabinet is, but I don't know who puts the pressure on to get them to talk to us.
Yeah.
But you're right, it takes work. That's all there is to it. It's easy to keep doing the same thing you've always done, but just like you're talking about out there on 25 to Duncannon. Yeah, add a turn lane when there's nowhere to turn. Yeah. Well, thanks.
Yeah.
We appreciate the effort, but that ain't gonna help. And we're not gonna slow down growing. Y'all are right. We're gonna keep growing, so we gotta keep trying to, I mean, I've been working, trying to get this motor vehicle database, CAVIS. They were working on it when I took office in 11, and we're done, and some of these numbers I quoted you, that's one of the reasons we are able to get things done so much better, but it took over a decade. But it's going to take longer than that to change those folks' minds that work up in those big, tall buildings in Frankfurt. That doesn't mean we don't do it. It's going to be hard, but we're going to do it anyway.
Yep.
Takes work on our behalf too. doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yep.
But I will say it's one of the best lines out of the philosophy we came up in manufacturing. The people closest to the problem are closest to the solution. You just got to ask them. Got to get them involved.
Yeah.
Like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Get the people on boots on the ground involved in your decisions, and your job will be easier, and their job, the outcome will be better.
Yeah.
Now I'm off my soapbox.
And then when
Pull the
it's
plug.
and when it's Transportation
I thought I
Cabinet,
got Scott up.
when it's Transportation Cabinet, it makes it safer on everybody.
Absolutely, yes,
You know, when
yes,
it's
it is.
when it's a road project or something like that, it's making it safer on not only the workers but first responders, the citizens, the people that are driving. So anyway,
And I don't know anything about building roads. Never will. Never had anything to do with it. I've never engineered a road. But I do know when you make a merge lane to get on a interstate highway 20 feet long, you've created a deadly situation. And if you tell me that's the only way you can do it, well, then don't do it. Don't do that. Let's do something. Let's stop and figure it out until we can do something else.
Sheriff, you got anything? Larry, you good? Everybody good? All right. Comments from department heads? Scott?
I would just like to bring up that the 15th of this month, we started our litter abatement program for the fall. We've got a lot of civic organizations out. We have invested in signage this year. So we're putting a large orange sign at the beginning of each road and the end of each road that they're working on. I'd just like to ask everybody, if you see one of those signs, slow down.
Slow down, yeah.
These are teenagers. These are people from high schools, from sports teams, and they're out risking their life to clean up our county, to make it better. So please, everybody, just slow down and have patience with our cleanup efforts. And these people wouldn't have to be out there if the people driving these roads wouldn't throw things out the window. So please just pay attention and be careful if you encounter one of these crews. We'll be doing this all the way through the end of October. So just trying to bring some awareness for safety.
Appreciate you, Scott. Thank you. Any other department heads? All right. Public comment. Public comment? All right. I need a motion and a second to pay the claims and approve the transfers.
So moved.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Lockmiller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Buckin?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Our next meeting is October 14th, 2025. That'll be back here in Richmond in our fiscal courtroom at 9:30 a.m. Again, that's October the 14th. I said 4th, didn't I?
No, you said
I did say 14th, okay. It's October 14th, 2025, right back here in our Madison County Fiscal Courtroom here in Richmond at 9:30 a.m. I need a motion second to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Master Lockmiller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Buckin?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes.